And we're back, and that definitely didn't take a half hour.
Corn.
Oh,
Shut up, King. Uh, so, um, and we're a little lost here. Oh, no, before we go on, here's the last thing he wrote. Love the news show. It's always fun to listen to. Keep up the good work. I did not have to read that out loud, but praise is awesome. I love, I
Yeah.
love to hear that someone enjoys watching this
You have
crap show.
self-esteem issues, don't you?
King, we can joke, but I honestly do. Let's not
Duke,
bring that up.
Duke, I have a slight piece of advice. Let me just throw this out there. More people might watch it if you stopped calling it crap yourself. Just the idea I had. I don't know. I don't know.
Don't
If
tell
the
me what to
person
do.
who hosts the show doesn't call it crap, perhaps people will assume it's not crap. Just the idea I had.
Conan does it, and he's successful. Anyway, okay, so we're going to move on to Doc, long-ass number. That's not the actual thing, but I'm not saying the number. Who is messing with a lighter? I
Me.
hear a clicking. Quit it! You're going to light yourself on fire. Actually do that. That'd be fun.
Uh,
yeah. King, we can hear that.
I know.
They could hear that. Anyway, where were we? Duke, why do you have such low self-esteem? No, that's not a question.
Oh, because I was going to be really impressed.
That's not a question at all, sister who just ran in. Hey, Kay. Are you guys a little mad that we got villains who were already in the Batman movies instead of lesser-known ones?
No, I'm happy about that.
Nope. Fine.
I don't care as long as we get an awesome movie in.
See, I hate Returns and I hate Batman and Robin, so I just keep looking at this as the characters getting redeemed.
The only thing that irritated me about it even a slight bit at all is just the fact that we thought for the longest time that they weren't doing that, so people kept trying to guess, other people, and Bane and Catwoman wasn't even on anybody's minds.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it's really not that big of a deal. It's
He
just
could, I know people who are really pissed. Like, they said people they didn't do before. I'm like, he has the right to change his mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
plus,
fact that he did that doesn't bother me. It's just that that's what we thought for 6 months. So nobody was even thinking in that direction.
Well, I'm sure he probably just, was writing a story and figured, these two characters work best for what he's doing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then
man, I
it's
just
had
don't
money
care about
writing on
this. I really, it's almost like complaining about the font in the credits.
it. Sure.
I can't read it. It's too hard. It's cursive.
Yeah, it's just like whatever. I mean,
Did these people have money writing on it?
that's the only way I can imagine them being upset that I don't know the ventriloquist wasn't in it. It's like calm down.
God, I had
Where's
$100,000
Moth?
on
Where's
that.
Killer Moth?
That's not good.
Okay. Next, final question from this guy is: what do you guys think about the Wonder Woman show coming to NBC?
Well, before we answer that, I do want to say one thing I am mad about the Chris Nolan film is where the hell is Condiment King?
He's in the back of everyone's mind.
Where's Clock King? Because you guys know that's who I wanted.
Where's King? I want King to be the villain.
Yes! I had my anti, Batman and Robin shirt and everything ready to go. What the hell?
So you just had a Dark Knight T-shirt on.
Yes.
Okay. So the question I asked before: what do you guys think about the Wonder Woman show that's possibly coming? I don't know.
All I know is that I read a tweet from Manos saying that it's going to be the whiny Wonder Woman. Or
Well,
whiny
because-
woman.
I hate David E. Kelly, and I hate the way he writes women, and he has never written or done anything that isn't a lawyer. And from what I understand, she's going to be like this career corporate woman. I guess was close to kind of being a lawyer. That's his concept, and
For some random reason, I connected lawyer with Law and Order and just thought of Law and Order Themyscira. I'm sorry, but that's how my mind works.
yeah, Themyscira CSI.
So I was getting an awesome Who song as the theme song. I could care less.
Yeah, Artemis could say some stupid pun, and then ow.
Put on sunglasses. Oh, I want that to happen now.
Yeah, I'd rather have a Wonder Woman movie. I don't, or a show that resembles Wonder Woman in some way. I just don't think. I don't like the way David E. Kelly writes women at all. I guess he feels like to make them relatable, they have to be whiny. And it's like, well, that's not the only way to do that. But that's the only way he knows. So, I'm not excited.
Here's the thing. Even if I was excited, like all television shows, I would probably fall behind on it. I'm behind on The Cape. I'm behind on No Ordinary Family. I'm behind on my own home videos. I'm behind on a lot of things I watch.
I'm behind on Smallville, and thank God for that.
Oh God, there's one guy who keeps asking me why me and Steve haven't done reviews. We miss it. Well, you miss it. I don't think anyone else does. I don't miss it.
All right, next question.
Okay, Spacman619. This is his only question. What is the hardest part about doing comic news? You three can answer that, can you?
Sitting and talking with Duke for however long it takes.
Waiting for Duke to quit moving his furniture. Because that's what you guys have to go through right now. Well, actually, I know the answer for anyone who ever does the show with me. Dealing with my tyrant way of running this show, I order them like slaves. No,
or wondering if the show's ever going to actually come out.
That's hard on everyone. Honestly, it's not hard to do. I don't like to brag, but I kind of got it down to a science when I do it. Throughout the week, find the link, put it on like a document in my email so I can go to any computer and get it.
And then make us read it.
And just copy paste, send it to whatever chucklehead I can find.
Like me.
Yes, my new chucklehead Manos. And
my favorite was the first time I was on the show, and I got the links a half hour ahead of time, and I went, "Oh, I got plenty of time to read all this." Then I found out how many links it was, and 3 of them had videos I was supposed to watch.
Oh God. I forget what I send to people too, and I ask, "Are you done yet?" Like, no, you gave me a bunch of links to videos, you bastard.
No, what do you want me to use my time machine so I can make this go faster? Like,
yes, duh. I want everyone to do that.
Everyone knows that my time machine only works when Manos is in the time machine with me.
Damn it!
Right. It works through our genetic code. It's highly complicated.
Yeah.
You bought it from Walmart, didn't you? That's why it only works with Manos.
Yeah, the Walmart of the 853rd century, absolutely.
Did China make it?
No, it was Korea.
There is no China in the 853rd century.
Oh, did they kill themselves with all their lead?
They didn't tell me they weren't around.
It's kind of hard to ask them when they're not there.
Why didn't you?
Next
Why
question.
didn't you read the books when you were there?
Yeah. The hard thing is just putting the video together, finding out what picture goes where, blah blah blah.
Next question.
Odd Fro Boy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, next question.
This is the guy. What is your favorite superhero team and why?
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna cop out and say Justice League, but the Justice League with all the people I like and know.
So you don't want the Detroit Justice League, you're saying?
No, not so much.
Or the Congorilla Justice League.
Oh, we all know I love that. Fucking, he has a hard-on for that goddamn gorilla.
Let's just not see the gorilla's hard-on. I mean, he's just walking around naked.
And he's a gorilla, so he can't help it.
Yeah, I'm sure Martian Manhunter is walking around naked because he's a shapeshifter, but I mean, he, imagines pants around his, stuff.
Gorilla doesn't have the ability to make
doesn't
pants
do that.
appear.
Hey, Manos.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a serious question related to this?
No.
Okay.
What's up? No, what's up?
Do you think Martian Manhunter works okay by himself? Because he's never had a monthly. He doesn't get a lot of.
A monthly that's lasted long. He's had monthlies.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, yeah, right. But I mean, he hasn't had one very often. What do you think? Does he have to be a team player?
I don't know. I think probably. He's just such a quirky extreme. I mean, he's got the detective secret identity, and he's a Martian. I mean, I don't know. He's just kind of all over the place. I
think people just don't know how to write him unless they have someone else with them.
And plus, he's never had. I mean, I think his first ongoing series was in the 90s, after being around for 40 years. So there's not a real good kind of stranglehold on what the character is like. So I don't know. I wouldn't doubt that he could probably work, but I haven't seen it yet.
All we need to do is meet the Martians, figure out what they're like, and then we know how to write them.
But let me get to my...
but first we have to ask China about that time machine.
Yeah. Manos, what's your favorite team?
My favorite team is also Justice League, obviously, but my favorite versions of the team is obviously the Grant Morrison version, and I'm also a big fan of the Keith Griffin version with Guy Gardner and Blue Beetle and Bruce DeGold and
Oh, really? And like, was that when we had Fire and Ice?
yeah, and Fire and Ice. God, I love
Wow.
that period. That was really
See, the thing is, I didn't
Really
read
fun.
Justice League of that period except for when they crossed into the Death of Superman stuff, and that was my first exposure to them. And they just seemed like kind of generic at the time. But then anytime I've gone back and looked at it, they've seemed less so. So I don't know, maybe it was cool.
well. They were kind of watered down by the point of the Death of Superman story had come
Oh.
about. I think they were trying to start to make them. Actually, who had taken over? Who was the big writer of Superman at the time? What was his name?
What, Dan Jurgen?
Dan Jurgens. Yeah, he had taken over Justice League at that point and was starting to make it more serious. And that group doesn't work more serious.
Oh, you need him to be kind of cracking jokes and stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of those team members had left at that point, so they were kind of generic at that point.
Okay.
So I recommend the first trade paperback on that series. It's just great.
I guess I have to say Justice League 2 because that's the only team book I've ever read.
He doesn't know if there other ones exist.
Well, I've read like an issue of the Avengers, and it was like whatever. But I read Tower of Babel, so
King recently
You did?
discovered there was a difference between
Yeah, I liked
a comic book and a graphic novel.
okay.
Oh, my mom always says that, like, oh, what kind of books does Dustin read? Graphic novels. And then they ask, what's that? And then she has to explain it, and they lose respect for me. Oh, he does that. My favorite, and it's
Wait,
just
they had respect for you?
What's your answer?
and it's just because I've been reading a lot of it lately. I've been loving Fantastic Four, and I don't have a favorite anything. I get changes every few months.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been, because I got the Hickman trades, and I've been loving it.
I was going to ask you if you were reading that. Isn't it fantastic?
Well, I guess with that,
It's amazing, ironically.
Yeah, he's really good.
Oh yeah, it's great, and I need to get the third volume now. And for some reason, before I even said it, people kept asking, "What do you think about what's his name dying?" It's comics.
Yeah. yeah.
So honestly, I can't give you in the end, it doesn't matter. And also, the thing is, because we all know it's the Fantastic Four because the Associated Press blabbed. There's an issue early on in his run where Johnny tries to defeat the thing that ends up killing him
Oh, that's cool.
on his own, but he doesn't manage to do it. And then Reed gives him this pep talk about how, though they're upset that he went on his own, they were happy he at least tried to do something.
This guy's run has been really fluid. Like, I mean, he's got all these different arcs, but I picked up a book like half a year ago, and one of the major things that happens in that, like, deeply impacts 3 storylines later. Like, it's really interconnected. It's fantastic. Because,
Yeah, like
like that's the issue where he finds the dead Galactus in the future, and then that
which wasn't even in his run. That was in Millar's run before. That was a reference from that.
Oh, was it? I thought that was.
Yeah, like the cool thing is he does that. He does something cool where he actually, says that everything before exists.
Holds continuity.
Yeah, he actually, respects continuity for it, even though Millar's run kind of failed by the time it was over. I don't even think he wrote it by the end. Like, he plotted it, and some guy we've never heard of did the script.
Me.
Yes, King did it.
I'm sorry.
Everyone wore a Batman suit. It was really stupid.
Next question.
Oh, hold on. Slave drivers, all of you. If you could be a writer for any comic book character, who would it be? King, you can't answer, because we know your answer.
Well, I have a secondary answer.
Fine, give that answer.
Daredevil.
Cool.
We all give a thumbs up to that. Why? Why Daredevil? Because
I like the Frank Miller run, and
Hold on. Going.
All right, I like the Frank Miller run, and after the end of Born Again, he just kind of walks off, and you never know what's really going to happen. And then, from everything I've heard from everyone else, it's just like they keep trying to redo that, where they just keep beating Daredevil down and down and down and down, and then they have the Shadowland thing, and I think it would be more interesting to have Daredevil go after the Born Again thing and be kind of renewed, and instead of going down, just keep moving up and up and up. And, you know, yeah, he'd have his down moments like every other tragic hero would, but it wouldn't be what ended up happening.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
One of you others go.
I would pretty much write anybody DC or Marvel offered me. I would not.
You get to write Squirrel Girl, Manos. Turn it into a hit.
Are you kidding? I'd take Spider-Man. After everything I've said, I'll take it tomorrow if they offer.
No. Squirrel Girl. I said Squirrel Girl.
I'll write Squirrel Girl. I don't care. I'll turn out a book, and I will make it.
Squirrel Girl.
I'll make it the. Yes, I just said so.
Squirrel Girl returns.
I was gonna come up with the title Squirrel Girl featuring the Red Knight versus Caprice.
Versus Caprice.
They would kick her ass bad. I mean, I won't lie to you. But
Manos, that's a really good point because you know, we often like to talk about, you know, who we would most love to write, but man, if DC or Marvel gave any of us a phone call, it wouldn't matter. We'd be like, any character they gave us would suddenly feel like the most iconic character there ever was.
Yeah.
And really,
you get ambush bug
to get to write somebody who's existed in those books. I'm that way.
They gave Captain Logan Howard the Duck.
I would write Howard the Duck, and I would make it awesome.
I would too. I mean, I hate the character, but I'll do whatever I can.
I know jack about the character.
You know the first thing I would do, Manos?
They give you Hank Pym.
What would you do?
Howard the Duck. Well, I would write it. I would start writing it and see if I could make it like as popular as I could make it, and then when if it became big enough, I'd call up New England Comics and I'd do a crossover with the Tick.
Yes. I would just work with, and that's a character that worked with my strengths, meaning I'd have to make it hilarious and not be serious whatsoever.
So Deadpool.
No. Anything but him.
Manos, what if they gave you Hank Pym?
I would do it. I'd bring back the Wasp.
It'd be Hank Pym just going to bars all the time and talking about how freaking stupid he is.
Oh man, I would lay a beat down on that character though. I mean, he would really suffer under my my tenure.
So you do the Daredevil thing to him?
I don't know. I'd make it more funny.
Hank Pym Born Again.
I do a story arc where he's shot in the balls.
It's a 7-issue arc.
My big reveal with Howard the Duck would be that Aunt May is actually his grandmother.
Okay. Next question's from the Mr. Comic. If I was a first-time comic book reader, oh god, it's one of these questions.
Yep.
For either Marvel or DC, what would be the best place to start?
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, I would feel weird handing someone a series of comics, like Batman or anything like that, just because they might get overwhelmed with having to keep up with the continuity.
Oh god, there are times where I'm just like, don't even try it.
I mean,
you're not gonna like it anyway, because there are people who I know won't like it who want to give it a shot.
Here, I have an answer for this.
I would say Frank Miller's Daredevil.
You can talk, Manos.
Okay. I occasionally deal with this sometimes. I occasionally do try to induct people into the comic book universe. And what I usually do is trying to figure out what that person likes. If they have a particular like towards one kind of story, be it like maybe horror or sci-fi or crime, I would kind of direct that them towards whatever book that kind of fits into that. Some of my favorites to show people are like maybe Death, the High Cost of Living, Watchmen, Daredevil, Man Without Fear, Batman Year One. Those are usually my, first few favorites I usually like to show people. Or even I like Box Office Poison a lot. I show that to people when I can.
That's that one really independent one that you really love.
Yes. It's a huge book, and it's well worth a read.
Didn't you say it cost like hundreds of dollars?
Yes, it costs hundreds of dollars. No, it costs...
In my mind.
The trade paperback is worth $30.
Oh, okay.
It's all 23 issues of the comic.
You can also use it as a murder weapon.
Yes.
You know, Manos, I think some of it maybe depends sometimes on whether or not the person has ever read the form of comics before.
Well, in that case, I would start them off with something that's not superhero related.
Well, I'm out on that. I don't own a damn
Doesn't
thing
mean-
that's not
doesn't
superhero
necessarily,
related.
King, but like a lot of times those people, because I know this is going to sound really weird, but I've talked to people who just can't get their minds around the idea of reading words with pictures.
Yeah.
Really, like it bugs me.
Oh, I run into
And
people like that all the time.
Me too.
What I would do, what I'd love to do, and maybe I'll do this at some point. I'd love to make a list of good like standalone issues to give people.
Mm.
Mm.
You know, instead of having someone read a trade of something where they have to read 150 pages, give someone just a good one-shot 26 page story so that they can see what the form of comics is like, and so that they can see that stories can be told in this form like that. You know, it's like handing somebody a short story.
Yeah. That's actually probably a good idea. You know, I once tried to show my sister a 5-page comic I did, and she refused to read it because she wasn't sure. She told me she wasn't sure she'd even understand it. It's like, it's 5 pages. All you need to know is right here on these pages.
Actually,
I didn't
I want
even
to
see
run
it.
into.
I've never shown her another thing ever.
I got a story like that where because now I have a learning disability, and there was a therapist who talked to me about stuff. Kind of gave me basic questions about how I pay attention to things, and I mentioned that I read comics, and she had this question to me: "Is it? Can you do you understand how to read it? Like how to read it so it makes sense?" I guess because she runs into that with kids like me who have issues with paying attention to it for reasons, but that's true, and normal. And she said normal people have that problem too. Ironically enough. Yeah.
Man,
I mean-
isn't your sister a Republican?
Yes.
Okay, that's why you don't like her. Alright.
No, I love my sister. It's just we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, including the art form of comics.
Okay. Next question from. I'm not gonna have fun saying this name. Psy Turtles Ninja NX.
Oh, Psy. Okay.
Well,
I had
Yeah.
fun listening to you say that.
Good, because listening to a guy with dyslexia say things is hilarious. What shows are you looking forward to? The ones on the television.
Yes, those. I like those shows.
I can't think of a one at the moment.
I really can't.
The next season of Warehouse 13 is my answer. I love that show.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, genre shows just aren't getting their due right now, and there's not a lot of stuff coming out that I really.
Well, the only things I like are I have to get them on DVD. Dexter, Mad Men, stuff like that I want to see. I have to go out and pick up the DVD or go on Netflix or something like that.
And I just said this earlier. Like, I have problems just keeping up with stuff because I'm always busy or I have a bad attention span on certain things, and it's hard for me to like watch it. Like, I'll be really excited to see it, but I'll probably forget to watch it.
I just recently got into Bob's Burgers on Fox. I've been finding that show very funny. It's part of their animated lineup on Sunday.
The new Justice League. Young Justice show. I'm excited about.
I watched.
I have not watched that. I have not watched the new ones yet that come out.
Boy,
Yeah,
I've seen it. It looks really good, but I just wish the lead characters would stop being so bitchy. They're really bitchy, especially Speedy.
Oh God, I couldn't stand him in the pilot.
It's like, man, come on, get high on crack now.
Is Speedy actually?
You kill someone with a cat.
Manos, is Speedy actually on the team?
What's that?
Is Speedy actually on the team?
No, but I have this feeling he's going to eventually be on the team.
Okay, because I was.
He
gonna
has
say,
the
in the
biggest
pilot,
Priya
he's
Donna
not actually
moment
part of
ever.
it. Yeah, but yeah, Robin, I thought was obnoxious.
Okay, so
It's like, you don't trust us. Well, shut up.
leave.
It's just
You know
everything.
what I'm good at? I'm good at computers and talking like this.
Well, so what? Everyone's good at computers now, you little dick.
Yeah, everybody can talk like this.
Okay, next question. How do you like your human? Medium, rare, or well done?
Medium.
Wow, what?
Medium.
Yeah.
And I like it done in the broiler.
No spoiler.
The grill leaves too many marks on it.
King, you know too much about this, and it scares the living hell out of me. And I eat McDonald's frequently.
And then you probably have eaten human.
Yes, I'm not gonna deny it. I'm gonna say rare with sautéed onions. You see,
James?
Oh, I don't have an opinion.
okay.
I've never eaten people.
Well, I weigh 260, so there's a possibility I have. I've probably eaten everything.
There's
okay.
also the possibility it's all muscle, but you know.
No, there's no possibility.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, my
Super Duke.
Super Duke has super fat. Shut up.
Okay. Well, I was just trying to look at the positive side of life. Right?
Super Duke is super touchy, and I accept
the
that.
blob. Super strength, immovable.
And the ability to inhale a McDonald's. Okay, his last question is, what, if any of you can answer this, what do you think of the new Power Rangers show that's coming out?
I think that they're sucking more and more as time goes on.
I'm gonna watch it and not give a shit, because I watched that, according to my mom, when I was, like, right after I was born, like, 2 months in, I would just stare at the TV watching that show whenever it was on. And I watched that show until I was 14. Yes, even though I'm 17, I'm watching it till I'm 30. And I'm dedicated. So I'm going to watch it regardless of how freaking stupid it is, because it's Power Rangers and it's already pretty stupid.
You know, we're never going to get lucky enough for this, or at least this is my opinion, but I would love to see a reboot of Mighty Morphin.
Well, the thing is, they borrow off of Japanese fight footage, so you're probably not.
That's why I know it's never going to happen, but still. I don't know why we haven't gotten a comic book series yet to do that.
No, we have. Well, a reboot. No,
to do a reboot. It worked well.
Not going to happen.
Why not?
No one cares. Because
I think you could make it awesome.
You could, but no one's going to do it.
Anyway,
you know it.
Captain Logan will.
Oh no, I'll do it. I would love to.
And he will have the lines Neil before Zed in it.
I would. Yeah, I would.
Neil, yes.
Neil before Zed, and have we talked about this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I had this whole idea. No. Lord Zed would be the biggest badass in the universe.
Okay. The next ones were aimed towards certain people, and Eric's not here, so we can't answer. If you were in a room with Phil Urich, would you shoot him?
I think he would.
Yeah, we probably would. My question is...
Phil Urich, that's the new Hobgoblin, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming Eric would.
His question for me is, what's the best part about doing the comic news? Oh, just making jokes and talking about whatever we're talking about. It's fun. I'm not going to make any jokes there. It's honestly the funnest part. And Manos, your question is, who is your favorite MST3K host? And I think you've answered this.
Yeah, I have, but I'll just say it here for clarity. I'm more of a Joel guy. He created the show. I enjoyed his style of humor, which is a little more sardonic than I normally hear people do on TV. And I love Mike a lot. I think he saved the show and kept it going. But I'm just more of a Joel guy.
My favorite is Manos. The new season starting next week. I've already seen a sneak preview. It's great. A lot of people getting kicked in the balls.
It'd be funny if he did that and a show went on for 10 seasons. And everyone just references the premiere, and they're like, all he showed was people getting kicked in the nuts.
I would so do MST. That would be my dream gig.
Oh, yes.
And he does it with a robot that's made out of a Mountain Dew bottle.
Yes.
He brings on Joe Quesada to talk about Spider-Man and just continues to kick him in the balls.
I'm not sure if you've ever
Joe, get into this electrified cage for me real quick so we can start the interview.
Hey, King, I'm not sure if you've ever seen MST3K.
I've seen a couple.
A little different than that.
Please come upstairs.
In a little bit, hold on.
No, Doug needs you.
We're busy.
We're busy. Okay.